Hello there, and thank you very much for joining us in this new Azure Portal how-to video. Today, we learn how to use Key Vault in the Azure Portal, and we have Eric Wiener with us, who's going to show us how to do that. So thank you very much for joining us today, Eric.
Thanks, Leon. As you know, the Key Vault is that Azure service you use to store the secrets and certificates for usage in your application. So it's super important that you configure and tighten the access to that vault and to the items within the vault. And so today, that's the area I'm going to focus on as I show you how to configure the access to your Key Vault and in the items within. So let's go take a look.
That sounds great. Let's go take a look.
Okay, so here we are in the Azure portal, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Key Vault service, which will show you the list of all the vaults that you've created and which subscription they're in. So let's go ahead and create a new vault, and I'll show you that during create, how you set up the access. And then once it's created, we'll even go in and show you how to edit it. So creating a Key Vault's super easy. You just put it in a resource group, you give the Key Vault a name, and then I'm going to show you during create on the next screen how you set up the access. There's some default access that comes, like I can access it because I'm in there. But there's two modes of accessing a vault. One is through this vault policy, and that's a built-in facility for Key Vault for managing the internals. Or you can also integrate with Azure's RBAC, the role-based access within Azure, and use the Azure system for managing the vault contents. In addition to those two models, you can also configure resource access. So you can either have virtual machines, the resource manager deployment templates, or disk encryption for volume encryption access to the vault. And then it can use the contents of the secrets in the vaults for performing those operations. Here you can see as the creator of the vault, I've got access, but let's go ahead and give Leon some access. So this LinkedIn create here allows me to choose from a predefined template. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and make Leon a secret manager. And you can see pretty clearly here the set of permissions he's going to end up with. Then I move along to select who. And here we're searching Active Directory, and you can see we're going to pull up Leon and give him some access to this vault as well as a secrets manager. It's also possible to do application level grants. I'm not going to cover that, but with your application identity, you can let your application connect to the vault. And then you get a quick summary, and I've created this record. This table is laid out here to let you at a glance see who has what access. You configure networking and tags, and then jump to the end here to go ahead and get the summary and validation, and we'll kick off this vault creation. And this will just take a moment as this Key Vault creates in the backend system. And then I'm going to give you a look into some of the updates we've made both on the home page as well as in the menuing system for the Key Vault to help you keep the Key Vault secure. Okay, this Key Vault's ready, so now let's jump into the Key Vault. Here on the home page, again, we're helping you with the initial scenarios, one of which is controlling access to the vault. And we've got the access configuration, which looks a lot like you saw in the create, where I choose, do I want to use the vault accesses policy, or do I want to use the Azure role-based access? And because this one's set for the vault access, there's a handy button here which navigates me directly to that same list of who has access to the secrets, keys, and permissions inside this vault. And from here, I can go ahead and create, and I get that same create experience that I had when creating the vault to edit here. And so I can go ahead and start out with key management and maybe take away the create and delete and update and make someone just more of a reader of the keys. Again, I can pick a person. Here we can go ahead and choose Dan from our team and make him more of a consumer of a key, and go ahead and get to the end of here and just as easily as we did during create, when I'm managing it, I can add him. And again, at a glance, this table lets me see which permissions each person has. In the column there, you can see it at a glance. I can see the level of permissions. Again, I told you about these two modes, but let's go ahead and take a look at what the access control settings are that are available. I can easily see the role-based assignments. This right now is controlling just the management of the vault itself, but I'll show you that we do ship with a full set of built-in roles. If I were to switch this vault to being managed using Azure RBAC, I can then use these built-in roles that we ship to easily give sets of permissions for the crypto officer or the secrets officer, and then I'm using the built-in RBAC system of Azure to manage both the vault itself as well as access to the data plane operations around the keys and secrets inserts within the vault. And I should mention, like, this is a pretty basic intro, I think, for how it works. We do have some great documentation out there. Hopefully we will post a link to the documentation so you can get some deeper knowledge here of how to fully think about and configure access to your key vaults.
Thank you very much, Eric. This was great. Please try this out. Let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. Also, we have more than 60 videos with similar scenarios that you can try and learn about other parts of Azure if you want to try and you want to learn how to use the platform. So please try them out as well. And thank you very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.